On the clock, Shiri, I know we're talking about the heat and the humidity, but there's also a major hurricane brewing out in the Atlantic.
Yeah, Cat 5. Hurricane Lee is a Cat 5, and the reason that we need to talk about this, even though it's dodging all the land masses through the weekend and just staying out in the open Atlantic and going north of Puerto Rico, north of the Leeward Islands, the concern is the long-term forecast. And as we go into next week, a turn to the north is expected. And Friday, Saturday to next week, we've got a track from many of our different computer models that have the center of that storm tracking close to New England, just offshore. Now, it's way too soon to know how close it's going to come, so we can't say here locally if we're going to have heavy rain or strong wind impacts. They're not off the table right now. There's something that we'll have to watch. But right now, with certainty, I can say the only element we definitely know we're going to get are some bigger waves from this towards the end of next week. But we're all going to have to pay really close attention. Kelly?
So yesterday actually ended up being the warmest day of the year in Boston. We got all the way up to 93 degrees. It was actually record heat in Worcester. It was record heat in Hartford, Connecticut as well. In Boston today, it's 72 to start things off this morning. But you can see, again, we're shooting for those upper 80s. Not quite as hot as yesterday. I think we're going to be a couple degrees flat from where we made it yesterday. But this high humidity is going to make it feel like another rough afternoon. So it's a safety reason that we talk about the heat index and that heat advisory. And it's unsafe heat when it starts feeling like those mid and upper 90s this afternoon in Boston. Now, the heat advisory, unlike other days, the heat advisory goes all the way to the coastline. You're not going to find much relief from any kind of sea breeze today. It ends up being maybe a tad cooler for the south coast, the Cape and the islands. But you can see most of the areas under that heat advisory for feels like temperatures well into the 90s. Chance for rain is also back today, in particular north and west of Boston. We're going to be watching spots like Worcester, Lawrence, Nashua for a couple strong to even severe thunderstorms this afternoon. At least this weekend's it won't be quite as hot, but it's still going to be extremely humid over the weekend. Right now, we've got a lot of wake-up temperatures in the lower 70s, including Boston, Beverly, Plymouth, Lawrence, Norwood, and Fitchburg. You'll find more clouds around today, a better chance for some showers as well. Still top of the list is going to be heat and humidity, and the thunderstorm forecast today is going to be focused inland. So we're talking central Mass, western Mass for some of the best chances for storms, not in the Boston area. Boston, like I said, partly cloudy today, or rather you can word it as partly sunny if you want to be optimistic, but partly sunny, 70s to start, highs well into the 80s again this afternoon. I'm not expecting 90s like yesterday in most spots, but the heat index is going to easily crack those 90s. You can see the feels like temperature rolling back into the mid, if not the upper 90s this afternoon with that combo of heat and humidity. Let's get you over to Kelly Sullivan.